That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense. No sense. Or here we go. Here's what I'm thinking. You know, like how in the ghost video where Vivi had her eyes completely like, okay, in the Mystery Skulls ghost video, we see several times that whenever Vivi, Mystery, and Arthur are falling through the mansion itself or the castle house, whatever you want to call it, you see that as they're falling down, there are those three mirrors, and you see that everyone's mirror has something special about it. Mystery's mirror breaks, Arthur has a missing arm, and Vivi has no eyes. And we see that again when Lewis dies, and then they're panning up from a dead Lewis that's now a skeleton ghost. We pan up to seeing Vivi without, her eyes again. We see Arthur possessed, in pain, traumatized, scared, all that good stuff. And again, what you guys are telling me, like, it's definitely memory wipe. It's her memory is wiped, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why would he wipe her entire memory of him? That makes no sense because, and I'm gonna go ahead and prove it right now. All Lewis did for that certain moment, all he fucking did was be like, "Yo, my guts are like protruding out of my body. You just saw me die. You're very in love with me, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that because apparently we're a thing, and I apparently keep a locket of you in a heart-shaped thing that has a picture of you and me. So obviously we must be dating or something. And why would I wipe all of your memories of me from your brain? Why would I do that? Why would I deliberately try to give you my heart during the video? And why would I try to do that? Why would I personally try to give that to you? Because it seems like in that video he was trying to give that heart to her to make her realize who he is. Because that's the only thing that I can think of. That makes the only kind of fucking sense to me. Because if he blocks out her memory for that point in time, seeing his dead, protruding guts everywhere, then yes, I'd say by all means he blocked out the memory for that certain point. But now every time she sees the human version of Lewis, the human freaking version of Lewis, it blocks it out for her. Her memory's still there. All the memories she's had of Lewis are still intact, but her fucking the sight, the vision of him is there, or is not there. Let me phrase that. The vision of Lewis himself when he was alive is not there because we see that one whenever it's in the ghost video and she sees him die, because you're probably thinking like, oh no, Dry, she totally saw him when he was a skeleton ghost. If that were true, why the fuck would she be freaking out right now during the ghost video when she first sees Lewis as a skeleton ghost roaming through the house terrorizing them? Why would she freak out about that if she saw him turn into a skeleton ghost during the cave thing? No, he was dead. He was fucking dead. So that means obviously that Lewis was still alive when she saw him. Therefore, all Lewis did was just go, "Hey, you can no longer see an actual physical live version of me. That's fine. Your eyes are gonna glow magenta when you see that shit." Makes sense. Makes fucking sense. Same thing happened in the freaking out video. When we pan over to where Arthur finally turns off his computer, you see Lewis's entire figure just turn magenta, and Vivi's eyes glow magenta. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Maybe it's because she lost her memory. That makes sense. Not anymore, it doesn't. Not any fucking more. There is no way on God's green earth I am going to believe that Vivi's memory is gone. It makes no logical sense. So right now I'm laying down my theory. Vivi always remembered Lewis. She knows who Lewis is. She knows wholeheartedly who he is, but she just cannot see the physical image of him when he was alive. And that makes sense to me because that would go ahead and lay down the rules of, okay, that's one reason why she's going on this year-long trip with Arthur to find Lewis. That makes sense to try to figure out why any of this is happening, who the skeleton ghost is. It makes sense to me. It makes sense why she's so calm about everything because she's like, I can't see who you're talking about, but I have seen the skeleton dude, but I'm very curious about him. So you know what? By all means, Arthur, let's go on this adventure to find Lewis, even though I can't technically remember like the physical image of him, but I know who you're talking about because that makes sense. That makes fucking sense. She always fucking knew who Lewis was, and I'm holding that down. I fucking believe without a shadow of a doubt that Vivi knows who Lewis is, and I dare one of you to try to debunk that. You know what? Actually, I challenge you. I challenge you to find evidence that Vivi's memory was blocked, or that, you know what, or either even better, that Vivi's memory is gone. Her memory of Lewis is gone. Because here's the thing, canonically, no one has stated that Vivi's memory is gone. It's only been speculated. I have not seen Mystery Band, Artsy Feathers blog, or Helios talk about her memory being gone. I have not seen not a lick of it, of her memory being wiped. All we know is what we speculate in the fandom. That's all we know. So I want you all to show me some evidence. Find me something that is concrete to tell me that her memory is wiped. If you can find that for me, if you by all means, if you can find something throughout the videos, throughout Mystery Ben's blog, anything that is concrete evidence stating that she has lost her memory, then I'll go ahead and say I'm wrong. I will wholeheartedly say I was wrong, and I'll own up to it. I will own up to how wrong I was. But until then, I don't believe Vivi lost her memory. I just think that she just can't see the physical image of Lewis, but she knows who he is, and that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Boy. Okay, Shadow Dancer. All right, so someone's trying to. So Shadow Dancer. Oh, hey, what's up, Malice? Welcome to the stream. By the way, so Shadow Dancer says, I rewatched the video and I didn't see Vivi's eyes glow magenta whenever Lewis's silhouette turned magenta. You know what? Let me show you, because I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be made a liar. Let me show you, because let's go ahead and do this. And I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot everything. You know what? Better yet, let's watch it. Let me go ahead and pull up the video itself so I can show you, because I knew someone was gonna try and say that. They're gonna be like, nope, I don't see Lewis. I don't see it. And I'm like, you know what? All right, I'm about to prove you wrong, and you're gonna see. You're all gonna see. You are all going to see that I am not crazy. Whew. As soon as it wants to load up. Let me go ahead and do this. And no, we're not gonna watch the whole video, because fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get to the point where freaking Lewis's body turns, when his body turns magenta. You will all see that I was not kidding. So let's watch. Pause. No, hold the fuck up. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Trying to tell me. What the fuck is that? What is that? Huh? Tell me what that is. You see here that he is completely magenta, And what do you see here? Her eyes are what? They're what? They are what? They are glowing. Her eyes are glowing magenta when his body glows magenta. So by all means, tell me, why would her eyes be glowing magenta? Why would they be doing that? By all means, tell me. I implore you. I'm trying to find answers too, but this is real. This is a thing. So yeah. So again, whew, okay. Okay. So again, like I said, guys, by all means, find some concrete evidence for me. Tell me a reason why she lost her memory. Tell me a reason. Let me know. Whew. From the reflection of from the reflection of her from the reflection of her glasses. Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. Wait. What was one of the questions? So let's see here. See. Okay. So Bloody Stains asked, but Dry, I still want to know why didn't Lewis go with Vivi when they got separated in the first place in that cave? Now, see again, I technically can't answer that one because again, we don't know anything. All we know is that Lewis went. Hold on one sec. Do 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 do. Click. All right. Yeah, I technically can't answer that because I don't know. Like all we know is that they just specifically chose. They like he specifically chose to go with Arthur just for the sake of plot because reasons. Like again, I'm not with the Mystery Skulls team, so I don't know what went through their brains when they did that. All I can think of is that, hey, we want to make Arthur push Lewis off a cliff and kill him, so let's have him go with Lewis for plot reasons. And I mean, technically speaking, it does make. I'll say this: it makes sense that Arthur and Lewis went with one another because Arthur's very scared of things, and Lewis he's not that afraid of things. He's just like, I'm curious. I'm not scared, but I am curious. And that would make sense because Lewis is very big, he's very strong. So Arthur would feel a lot more safe around Lewis than instead of by himself with Mystery. That makes more sense. And Vivi is the leader of the Mystery Skulls gang, and she loves horror stuff. She loves the paranormal. So she's not naturally scared by those sort of things. She's not scared by being by herself. And that makes sense to me. So my only theory is that Lewis went with Arthur because he was extremely scared and he wanted to protect Arthur from anything that might actually scare him or keep him calm at least. And that makes sense to me. So I guess that's my theory for why Lewis went with Arthur instead of Vivi in that cave. I don't know. Ugh. So yeah. See, so Jordan Lee said maybe from the shock of seeing her loved one dead, she fainted of shock, hitting her head on something. If that were true, wouldn't that have been a pertinent thing to make note of in the videos? Wouldn't that have been a thing? Because something in the videos would have indicated that she somehow suffered some sort of head injury when that happened. They would have made it known. They don't just, for example, they don't just put in minor details for uh, these animated music videos for no reason. There's these details for a reason, and it's to kind of like poke at. It's giving us hints. It's not telling us the full thing. It's giving us very 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 small hints. So if she did suffer a head injury, they would have mentioned it or shown some way that she did suffer some sort of head trauma, and that's just my personal belief on it. But that's just but I do appreciate that that I do appreciate that question. Um, whew, okay, so right now is most definitely question time. Those of you who have questions about my theory or anything else, if you have questions about Mystery, Lewis, the Ghost Arm, or Vivi herself, by all means ask them because like I said, even though I stated my case and my theory for why I think Vivi did not lose her memory, you know, it's not concrete. It's just my theory. It's a very 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 educated. I can't say it's a hypothesis, but it's a very educated guess as to what I think happened. But again, nothing is concrete until more music videos are created and they tell the story and explain more things in detail. So I guess until the Hellbent video comes out and possibly either proves me right or debunks my theory and past theories, then I can't say I'm right and I can't say I'm wrong. I can just say I made a guess. Also, hello James. What's up? What's happening to the stream? I hope you enjoyed me screaming like an idiot into a microphone over a fictional series or a fictional animated music series. Uh, Glad to have you here, man. Glad to have you here. Whew. I mean, like, I want you guys to know that, like, ever since I finished the Lewis lore video between him and the Ghost Arm, I have been thinking day and night about Vivi and her lore video slash theory. I have been thinking about that for so long because I could not find any connection. Nothing made sense to me. I was like, what? Do they want me to talk? And I even have it written down here in my notes. I have it written down here. Vivi, Japanese terminology. Uh, Yukino could possibly mean like the mythological creature Yuki-onna, the abominable snow woman. But what sense would that make? What fucking sense would that make to talk about Vivi if she were a hypothetical abominable snow woman? Except for, hey guys, Vivi might be a possible abominable snow woman. Have fun with creating fan art of that, because yeah, that makes sense. It's totally gonna connect to the story for some reason, and I couldn't do that. That would make no sense to me. So I was like, I literally sat here every time I had a bit of a chance, a bit of free time. I was like, how on God's green earth is Vivi able to be connected to this series? Because Arthur, we can easily make connections because he was an integral part of it. Lewis was an integral part. Shiramori and Mystery, integral parts. But when Vivi was there, she was just kind of there. They didn't really do much for her except be like, "Hey, look, she has no eyes, and it's a metaphor or I guess symbolism." So, okay, here she is. And I was like, "How the fuck are we supposed to understand who she is?" Like, we didn't even know what her last name was outside of illogical guesses. You're just like, her name's this, her last name's this, or her last name's that. And then just recently, we were given, her family's name, like her family lineage, and we were like, oh, okay, so she's half Japanese, half American. Okay, her last name's Yukino. Okay, makes sense. And that was it. That was it. Oh boy. Give me a second. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I have literally talked my lungs out in this, and I can already feel my throat getting dry. Throat getting dry. Cause my last name's Dry. I'm funny. And don't worry, I'm going to be uploading this video so that others can watch it and listen to me rant and rave about it. So yeah, don't worry. You'll all see this video. You will most definitely see this video after I'm done with this live stream, and you can rewatch it and try to figure out what's going on. Ugh. Whew. But yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all I have. That's all I have for you guys. I cannot go. I cannot go into further detail about this because that's really all I've gotten. There's like, since we're very limited on information about Vivi, we can't, I can't go too far into my theory. All and like I said, my theory to me sounds very concrete. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm again sticking to my guns on this because I can't. It doesn't help me sleep at night thinking she has memory loss. No, that just doesn't make any sense. But again, I implore all of you, by all means, I want you guys to do this. Find some evidence for me to debunk my theory. I want you guys to actually, I like interacting with you and I like seeing what you guys think. And I want to hear your theories. I want to hear what your beliefs are with this entire series because I don't mind being proven wrong. I really don't. I actually like being proven wrong. That way I can learn something new that I never saw before. But until then, I need concrete evidence. I need something to tell me that her memory is just gone. I just need it. Huh. Okay. I feel like I have nothing else to offer with this stream. I feel like I've stated my case, and I have nothing else to say. What I will be doing is I will edit this video down to where it's not too long and it only talks about the pertinent points I stated in the video. And I will be uploading it shortly today so you guys can rewatch it, listen to it, all that good jazz. Other than that, I really and truly appreciate everybody who came out here to watch this lore video slash theory video. I'm really sorry I was very late on it. Again, I had just woken up, and I guess I didn't hear my first three alarms I set. So again, forgive me on that. But thank you guys so much for listening to me. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you guys for just being here. I will upload this video shortly. And remember to stay golden. And I'm gonna go get some coffee because God knows I need it.